Today we're going to be rating custom Magic the Gathering cards. Let's see how creative the Magic community is today. Starting off with Poison the Emperor. Is this the... Oh, it's a Disney classic here. We have a 2-mana instant. Target creature loses all abilities and becomes a green and white llama creature with base power and toughness 3/3. That is 100% bang on. I guess the lore we have over here. Do we have a new we actually don't have a new bingo card. I gotta make a new bingo card. We got the old bingo card. If we're hungry for a new bingo card, someone remind me in the Discord to look for a new one. A llama? He's supposed to be dead. No, it turned into a llama. Not actually dead. Okay, next up we got Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is a 3-mana 2/3 human monk. Are the Jedis really monks? I think it could have been human Jedi instead. What, is every Jedi a monk? Okay, Defender. I guess. Okay, Obi-Wan gets +0/+2 for each creature attacking you. Obi-Wan may block any number of creatures. I feel like this is not accurate. Like, a Jedi has the ability to attack. Maybe... Like, this implies Obi-Wan only pulls out the lightsaber when he's threatened. Like, he's literally doing nothing. Sometimes he's got to escape, all right? He's proactively, you know, helping himself. I don't feel like... I feel like... I mean, is the card fine? Yeah, probably it's fine. It's a weird card, too. It gets +0/+2 for each creature attacking you. You know, I'm guessing his adrenaline goes up. I've seen... I saw the Clone Wars. Aren't Jedi Knights? Wow! I think you're right, Kano. I think there's just a lot of things wrong with this card, just flavor-wise. Needs flavor text. It needs some explanation here. Can block any number of creatures. Can block any number of blasters. You know what? I don't like the flavor to this card. I don't like it. Even if the card is probably fine by itself, the flavor was just too off. Now what's going on here? Sam Reach, Changer of Games. We have a 6-mana legendary human. Tap, choose a game changer you own from outside the game. Reveal that card and exile it. You may play that card this turn. So it's like a wish card for cards that are soft banned from Commander. If anyone is not familiar, they created a new game changer list. And then based on the tier level of Commander that you want to play, you may or may not be able to play with your game changer cards. Cards added to it are like Smothering Tithe, Rhystic Study, St. Augustine, and so on. So, I mean, I think it's fine. And also in most Commander group, I think in a lot of Commander pods, those cards are going to be legal anyway. You don't have to yoink them from outside the game. And for the games where you're not allowed to have them, you're a jerk. You're a jerk for playing this card. 100% a jerk. Knights are a rank among the Jedi. Oh yeah, because you could be a Jedi Master. If you're a Jedi Master, Jedi Knight, Jedi Padawan. Is that a rank? I don't know the full tiers and ranks of the Jedi, to be honest. All right, Elixir, thanks so much for your super chat. Sword of Charm and Hex. If you want to be part of the show, remember. I got a list. I have in the description instructions. You have to join the Discord. You have to submit your cards with a title so I can look it up. And you have to submit money like Elixir did. And you can be part of the show. Sword of Charm and Hex. It's a 3-mana equipment. The creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from artifacts and enchantments. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, exile target artifact or creature until Sword of Charm and Hex leaves the battlefield. Sword of Charm and Hex has all activated abilities of permanents exiled with it. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to activate these abilities, and also equip for 2. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, exile target artifact or enchantment. Weird. Oblivion Ring. 4 artifacts and enchantments. Also really hard to use, but also not too bad. I like this card. Sure, why not? We can have another sword in the house. Can never have enough swords. Is that enough text for too much? No, it's not. I could read it from here. You know, when I gotta lean in, that's when it's a problem. You'll always know when I lean in there. No, in one of the canon books, it was described how Obi-Wan was one of the greatest Jedi to use the Force defensively, and is how he could take on General Grievous with 4 lightsabers at once. I don't care. That was literally one person. Okay, that is one creature with 4 equipment attached to it. That doesn't count. Still flavor. That is still complete flavor fail. I don't care how many arms the creature has. It doesn't matter. Okay, we got the Autobahn. That's a highway in Germany, I think, or the Autobahn. I think you can speed as much as you want. They got like no speed limit there. Once I was driving through Germany once with a friend. Interesting how many cars are in the ditch, and there was even one car engulfed in flames, and I'm like, wow, the rules around here, you know, maybe should be a little tighter, I think. Okay, what does it do? Legendary land. Tap to add a colorless. Then if your speed is 3 or higher, and that mana is spent on a creature spell, it gains haste. There is no maximum speed. Wow, we're going straight to like level 10. There is no maximum speed. Screws over every Ether Drift speed card. Is it? Does it? There's no maximum speed? Why? Because like it needs to be speed 4 or something? So like going to speed 5 actually disables a lot of the abilities? Take that, max. Oh, that's right. There's some cards that say max speed, but there's never maximum speed on the Autobahn. Yeah, it's funny. That is so stupid. Okay, cool card. I can get behind that. Super chat from David Mosley. Mox novel and friends to finish it off. We got the Mox novel. Mox novel. I can't find it. Did you just post this thing? I can't find it in the Discord. Okay, you have to fix it or something. I can't find a Mox novel in the Discord. So I'm gonna move on to the next person. We're gonna go to the damn draws. Kingdom in the Clouds. Kingdom in the cloudy clouds. Don't worry, we'll get back to David Mosley. I'm sure it was just a little mishap. Kingdom in the Clouds is a legendary kindred land, an angel territory, whatever the hell that. Are you trying to like nail like a bunch of bingo spaces? So first off, that definitely is going to name 5 words in card type, 100%. But I think it also is there such thing as a territory in the game? It's novel, not novel. You're not helping me here, David. You're not helping me. Okay, this is Kingdom in the Clouds. Enters tapped. Tap to add a white or a black. Legendary angel creatures you control gain Azorius, 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 Azorius. Choose a color. Until end of turn, this creature has protection from that color. Only the legendary angels. Well, you know what? Legendary angels can have it. I think this is a great idea. It's a fantastic land too. So if this is for the angel fam out there, the angel army, the army of angels, you'll have protection from any color until end of turn, and you could be in white or black for this. Why does black give protection to the angels? That's actually it's a bit weird, but whatever. Oh, each angel needs to pay for that? Hold on. Legendary angel creatures you control. Oh, they gain. That's right. Oh, it doesn't hit all the. We'll say all angels have the ability, but it doesn't protect all angels. Thanks for catching that. That's actually quite a backbreaking downside. Okay, freebie section. We've got Achilles, the Chaser. Chasing who? I see a little bit of a calf down over here. 3 mana for a 2/4 human warrior. Partner with Tortoise the Chaste. Start your engines. Max speed. Creatures you control have double strike and haste. Who's the partner here? The Tortoise! Oh, that is so cute. This is a 4 mana 2/5 turtle. Partner with Achilles. Creature gets +X/+X, where X is your speed. Max speed. This creature has trample. We got a lot of cards based on something today. Anyway, I don't know the lore to this one. As fast as he runs, he'll never catch up. Well, maybe it was never meant to. Okay, back to David. Max Nopal. Mox Nopal, apparently. Mox Nopal. And friends. Which one? Okay, the first one is the Unstoppable. Where's Mox Nopal? There we go. Okay. Okay, I found one. Okay, 0 mana artifact. Other 0 cost artifacts lose all abilities. So it's more like a tax of some sort. Tap to add a colorless. Or not a tax. It's a prison effect. Yeah, it says nope. The Mox Nopal to all the other Moxen. Okay, honestly, the card is absolutely broken. It's still a Mox. It's 0 mana, has no other abilities, but it does ramp. I mean, it's literally Llanowar Elves or Birds of Paradise for free immediately. So we have to actually say nope to that card. It's quite broken. Yeah, I think even for Commander, this is broke. This is like similar to Chrome Mox, except you don't have to ditch a card. Imagine you could play Lion's Eye Diamond and not have to ditch a land. Yeah, take that, Ornithopter. You don't fly anymore. So what else does it disable? It disables the flying on Ornithopter. I guess other mana producing cards for 0 mana don't tap for mana. It shuts off all the baubles. All the baubles go down the drain. That's so specific. You know what? It's so specific, but at the same time, it's pretty generic. Anyway, yeah, completely broken. Supremely broken. All right, next in the freebie section. Slippery Infiltrator. Of course, they're going to be a fish rogue. It's a blue 1/1 with Island Walk and cycling of 2. When you cycle this card, put a flood counter on target land. Oh, that's cool. It's an island in addition to its other types for as long as it has a flood counter on it. So 2 mana cycle, and it's basically spreading seas. This honestly is a card that is useful to nobody except merfolk decks that need to enable Island Walk for their Lord of Atlantis and Master of the Pearl Trident so they can get unblockable. Outside of that, I don't think anyone would want to play this. There's a lot of 1 mana unblockable creatures. This is just I guess the deal is this is potentially a 1 mana unblockable that draws a card. Wait a minute, it's just better than Spreading Seas. No, but it still doesn't lock the land down. It becomes an island in addition to its other types. Yeah, we can get that thing flies. Would I play it? Oh, sorry, it doesn't fly. It swims. It's a swimmer. Oh, no treasures, no clues, no maps. Oh, that's right. That actually shuts down even more than I thought. Oh, sorry. No. It won't affect. No. It will not affect clues. It will not affect maps. It will not affect treasures. And it says other 0 cost artifacts, which means the cost of the artifact has to be 0. Now, if it said other 0 mana value artifacts, other artifacts with mana value 0 lose all abilities, then we're talking about treasures, clues, and maps, but it specifically actually said cost, so it can't affect the treasures and so on. Okay, next super chat coming from I think we did that one, the Kingdom of the Clouds. Take one from Jack Solaris. I think the flavor for the Obi-Wan card is he is defending Luke on Tatooine. Maybe. There wasn't a whole lot of things to defend from those sand people. Okay, that was okay. We're gonna keep this around. I'll just remember that you donated to chat very much later on in the show. Okay, Elixir, Decoy Strike. I'm glad I know enough Star Wars that I can defend myself. I broke it into $2, $5, and $20. Oh, did you? Oh, you did. Okay. Well, no, yeah. So the bigger super chats are always done after the sponsor segment. Early on, we look at the 1 card super chats. So Decoy Strike for a red enchantment. When 1 or more creatures attack you or a permanent you control, choose 1 of those creatures. Decoy Strike deals 5 damage to that creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, or when Decoy Strike deals damage to a creature, sacrifice it. Oh, hot damn. So if 1 or more creatures attack you or a permanent you control, we can deal 5 damage. This actually just seems insane. Isn't this just perpetual protection? Like, no one will even... And it costs 1 mana. But here, at the beginning of your upkeep, when Decoy Strike deals damage to a creature, you have to sacrifice it. It's interesting. It's basically a 1 mana red removal spell if the opponent wants to trigger it. I like this card a lot. Great idea. Are Acorn cards valid submissions? If you pay, then yes. I'm desperate for money. Give me your what's it called? Give me your Acorn cards and Silver Border cards. It triggers once. Yeah, it triggers once and it's over. It isn't broken, but it's very, very good. Well, here's the thing. I mean, oh, hold on. Does it say you may, whenever creatures you control, choose one of those creatures? No, you have to. So if I attack with a 1/1, you have to pop this thing. It's popped and it's gone. It should be like a bubble. Okay, back to the freebie section. We got Freshwater Bayou. You better believe I would never drink water out of a bayou. It is an island forest. These are also strange. That's not what I would figure as a okay, Freshwater Bayou. I guess it's clean water over there. Enters the battlefield tapped. When Freshwater Bayou enters, target opponent may gain 2 life. If they do, untap Freshwater Bayou. Interesting. So basically, if I play from my hand, my opponent could opt to gain 2 life. They would never do that, though. I can't think of a whole lot of situations where my opponent will give me gain the 2 life so I can untap the land. I mean, maybe there is some situations at end of turn, like crack fetch for Freshwater Bayou. I'll be like, yeah, I'll take the 2 life. I don't think you have anything to do at end of turn. More importantly, if you attack with a 6/6, it does nothing. Yeah, that's true. That last card, dealing 5 damage does nothing. It's an anti-pain land. We're trying to give people life. We're giving people the gift of life. 2 life, in fact. Okay, this is a cool card. I approve. Next up on the list, we have another $2 thing over here. Okay, the damn draws with the overbearing output module. This is a 3 mana shackle. Remember, these are like equipment that you can attach to people. Or attach to, well, who does it attach to in this case? Shackle target artifact. Okay, so we can shackle the artifact. Triggered and activated abilities of shackled artifact trigger or activate twice. So this is actually something we want to put on our own artifacts. During their next upkeep phase, its controller exiles the shackled artifact and loses 5 life. No! Okay, maybe this is not something we want to put on our own stuff. Okay, so we have to shackle our opponent's stuff, and then they're going to double their triggers, but then after that, it's gone. It's like cutting open the golden goose and getting all the eggs. In fact, we are getting 1 extra egg at the expense of the goose. And the goose explodes. So we don't even get to eat the goose in the end. Complete waste, if you ask me. Don't worry about how this might interact with lotuses. Oh yeah, how would that work? Triggered and activated abilities. They activate twice, so we get double the mana during their next upkeep. Its controller exiles the shackled artifact. It's not even shackled anymore. It's gone. No, yeah, the goose! It was overbearing! Sweet card. I don't even know if it would be that good. It's very expensive. It's 3 mana to enter the battlefield. Oh, I guess it's 3 mana and it forces the opponent to spend 5 to unleash the fury. Or unleash the shackle. Next up, we have Cathedral of Shadows. This is a legendary land, tapped out of black. This land deals 1 damage to you. That's awful. I guess it's good for a Death Shadow deck, though. Tap, sacrifice this land, and 6 creatures. Search your library for a demon card. And put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Yeah, this is... What is this? This is Apostle... Something Apostle? Can't remember. It's that thing. You can have an unlimited number of this apostle. As many as you want. Sacrifice 6 of them, and then you search for a demon card and put it into play. I suppose that's their cathedral. That's where they go pray. The Shadowborn Apostle. I guess they got born over here. Where is this? In the middle of nowhere? I think it's in the middle of absolute nowhere. It's like they set up their cathedral in the middle of the desert. Comb the desert for the cathedral. Yeah, we're all Shadowborn apostles here. We've all joined the cult, I suppose. All right. Very cool card. Very neat. Hopefully not a broken ability. Surefire Cells. Militaristic Garrison. You like Yu-Gi-Oh? Here's defense and attack positions. Let's not forget about my trap card. Militaristic Garrison. We got 4 mana enchantment. At the beginning of each player's combat, that player chooses any number of target creatures they control. The creatures gain Defender until the beginning of their next turn. The creatures they control, those creatures gain Defender. Okay, creatures with Defender have Reach and get +0/+3. Creatures without Defender have Vigilance and can't block. What? Creatures without Defender? Okay, and then for 5 mana, until end of turn, each creature assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Does that have to do with Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, I'm not really super familiar or nuanced with the combat rules. Hey, Zelvin, welcome. It's never too late to watch the stream again. It's a card. I mean, I have nothing against this card. It might even be a gigantic waste to play it on to play it, and because you have to pay for mana. You got to spend the 5 mana, so that makes it really fair. I don't see how it breaks the game because you're not actually adding to the board here, and I don't know how it really helps or benefits the creatures that you have here. At least on curve, maybe after you've completely developed your board, you play this. I'm scared my card will be too long. You know what, Trapped Cosmos? Where's Dimitri? Dimitri has made a lot of really long cards. It might even be 2 balanced. Sheltered Machine. Is this the perfect card? The perfect card for combat. It's probably a really fun commander card, though, because it's each player's combat. Creatures with Defender. And it's any creature. Creatures with gain Defender until the beginning of the next turn. And creatures with Defender have Reach. Creatures without Defender have Vigilance. Okay, cool card. Hey, just a question. Anyone who watches this show, do you like screenshot the cards and print it out and play it with your friends? I'm just curious. I know some of you play with your actual cards. I understand that part. Okay, Trapped Cosmos with Coyote Time. Never too late for Coyote Time. That is not the most words I've ever seen. That's for sure. I've seen a lot of worse. Okay, we have Coyote Time, who probably got tricked by the Roadrunner. This is an enchantment with no, it's just an enchantment. State-based actions go on the stack. Really? Why? Okay, priority is passed starting with the active player. That happens anyway, right? Multiple instances of the same state-based actions applying to the same object or player can't be on the stack. If an object or player has changed states since the state-based actions was put on the stack in a way that would cause the state-based action to not occur again, it does not resolve. I will say, I have no idea what this card does. Nothing. I'm sure a judge does. Are you a judge? Where's the super? Are you a judge, Trapped Cosmos? Trying to sneak a little thing in here. This causes a soft block. Oh, does it? Somebody is like, wait a second. Hold on a minute. What's the bingo for? Bingo on what, David? It's not too many words. I could read it from here. I get it, but probably can't work. Well, I don't get it. Stuff with 0 power don't die right away, for example. Well, maybe it goes on the stack first. Bingo. No one knows what this card does. But you know what? Oh, that's a good one. Okay. We shouldn't say no one knows. I don't, though. And I would bet half of chat doesn't know either. What happens when something dies? Do we have to pass priority around? Yeah, sure. Why not? In response to it being dead, I'd like to kill it again. One example of an intended use is tokens getting destroyed can be resurrected before the state-based actions of it being destroyed is applied. Like what, giving it regenerate or something? It's so weird. You can sack a creature that have 0 toughness with this. Interesting. So it's almost like we've brought damage on the stack back. State-based actions go on the stack. Beautiful. Okay, it's a beautiful card. It's beautifully miserable. I would ban that card in the play group instantaneously. I don't want to know what it actually does. I don't mind watching someone else play with it though. Something for card what's it called? Card market to play with. Discussing the rules. Oh, there was another bingo spot where it's discussing the rules. We did discuss the rules, didn't we? Didn't we? Okay, common sense. Look at all the goblins looking at, what is this? A sledgehammer? For 5 mana, it's a sorcery. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature you control with no abilities. Ah. And then draw 3 cards. So draw 3. So the consequences is I've got to play with vanilla crap. Well, that's not good. 1 less to cast for each creature you control with no abilities. Hold on, that could work with tokens, right? Yeah, I was just thinking, Banovsky, you're right. The tokens. Just play token deck. Put out a bunch of tokens, 2 mana, draw 3 cards. It's you know what? I'm not gonna say it's broken, but it's pretty dangerous. It's a very strong card. No, you're thinking too hard, Algot. Having 1 vanilla and just copy it a bunch. You're thinking too hard. You're going too deep here. Humility synergy. That's right. Humility. A bunch of creatures. Common sense. Common sense because it's Pauper. Oh! That's great. Maybe, I don't know. Not quite so common anymore. It's gonna be super popular. Nikachu, the garrison card back when might be it danger free since you can turn you play it. None of your opponent's creatures can block, so free get to swing out. I would not say that is the most broken thing you could possibly do. There are more broken things. Okay, for this, I think you accidentally donated the $2. We're gonna donate this at the end of the show. Thanks so much, David. Okay, Zelvin. This one is on the Discord. Overstimulate. Did you just present it? You definitely didn't give it a title. So you're supposed to give it. You got to give it a title, Zelvin. You see, I can't search up "Here's Mine," so when I look it up, but fortunately, you just submitted it. Just please, next time when you submit a card, just write "Overstimulate" here. Help me find the cards. Okay, we got Overstimulate for a white. This is. I don't know the art style to this. What is this, Picasso? You know, it's one of those artists that are just way out there. All right, instant. Return target non-creature spell to its owner's hand, unless that player plays X, where X is the amount of cards in their hand. So it's just unsummon with extra steps. Cubist? Oh, is that what it is? It's cubism. Well, somebody's not a fan of this. You know, art is in the eye of the beholder, you know. I generally enjoy that art style. You don't like this type of card? I enjoy the art style, but for some reason that piece is just not speaking to me. Art is loud enough to outshout bellowing Tangleworm. Punish greedy players approved. I think, you know what I think it should really say? It should be something like exile target non-creature spell. I think just bouncing the card back to hand is not really that impressive. Not impressive at all. Third type of card isn't that great, but the art is fine. Yeah, I agree. I think you can be more aggressive, honestly. So you could like, imagine this: exile target non-creature spell to its owner's hand, unless that player pays X, where X is the amount of cards in their hand. So the card would be like pretty good early on in the game, but could be stone useless at the end of the game. Think about it. It's balanced in that way. Sorry if Coyote Time was a card too hard to understand. Don't worry. We love all the cards on the show. They're all great in their own way. Back to the freebie section. Aspiring artist. Wow, what a coincidence. This person also at one time was an aspiring artist. Okay, we have a 3 mana, a 0/1 human artificer. Tap, exile an artifact from your hand. That's awful. Sacrifice aspiring artist. Return all cards exiled with aspiring artist to the battlefield under your control. That's interesting. Maybe someday I'll create something worth remembering. Oh, I get it. So this is one of those situations where the artist dies and then their work gets famous, like way beyond their lifespan. There's a lot of people, they do a lot of art, but no one appreciates it in the time, in the moment. But then eventually it's found and people are like, wow, this is great. And these days we make memes of it and stuff. Just think, there's all sorts of art pieces from like 500 years ago, sculptures, and now they're just all over the internet and all sorts of memes. Huge flavor win. New creature type, artificer. Oh, artificer. I think that was a grammatic mistake. Do we have grammatic mistake here? I would prefer. I think it was just like a spelling, or it's not even a grammar mistake, but. I'm gonna give it that. That is not. I would not say that's a new creature. I think it's supposed to be a human artificer. Yeah, put a Bladesteel Colossus in play. Why not? Does this count for the flavor win? Oh, is there a flavor win bingo spot? Definitely flavor win. Yeah, that's an artist right now. It wasn't even a starving artist. It was an aspiring artist. They were well fed the entire way. Okay, cool card. Okay, we're going to look at more custom Magic the Gathering cards, but we got to thank our sponsor today. We got FusionGamingOnline.com. I love FusionGamingOnline.com. I get my single Magic cards, I get my deck boxes, the sleeves, and more from this place. And what else you can get? Ether Drift. This set is hot. They're flying like pancakes. Look how quick they're running. And you get to max speed. Speed it up by supporting the channel at FusionGamingOnline.com. And when you make any purchases there, don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off your entire order. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. Your ability to play any deck, any format. You want to play Pauper? You want to play Legacy? What other way you can play every format and have the entire collection in the palm of your hand than with Mana Traders? You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription with coupon code Nikachu_8GS. And now back to our custom cards. You like the theme for this one? It's a good one, yeah. Okay, we have a lot of super chats. Now it's time for the bigger super chats. So David wants the larger half of Mox Nopal and Friends. Okay, I'm gonna look at 2 cards from here because we looked at one earlier, and then we're gonna look at the 2 cards a little bit later. Unstoppable Force. They say it's unstoppable. Is there like are you gonna have an immovable object? You did have the immovable object. All right. Where's Batman and the Joker? We have a 4 mana legendary enchantment, Indestructible and Shroud. Start your engines. If you have no speed, it starts at 1, increases 1 on each of your turns when the opponent loses life. Max speed is 4. At the beginning of your end step, untap all non-land permanents you control. Max speed. At the beginning of your end step, untap all permanents you control. That's wild. Indestructible and Shroud. Untap all non-land. For some reason, I thought this card is going to have haste, but it doesn't. Okay, so this is an unstoppable force. I would figure I would figure it'd be a creature. Like, it's something that moves. Enchantment doesn't really... I'm not feeling it, you know? But whatever. Okay, immovable object. See, this is an object. It's a 6-mana 0/5 Defender, Indestructible, and Shroud. When immovable object enters the battlefield, reduce all players' speed to 0 and remove all energy counters from all players. That is a flavor win, that's for sure. As long as immovable object remains on the battlefield, no player can gain speed or energy counters. I wonder if there's anything else you could like tack onto this. Like, okay, it's Defender, Indestructible, Shroud. I want to say like, you know, creatures lose trample. I mean, of course you can't make it too wordy, but I think it can still have haste. You know, it can still be an egg being thrown at a brick wall. You're just gonna go splat. That's all. You go squish. The card is definitely okay. Okay, what does this card do again? Indestructible and Shroud. You start your engines at the beginning of your end step. Untap all non-land perms you control. It also seems fine. I could be wrong about this, but I think it's fine. Okay, next up. What do we have here? We've got Brian Freet. The Duval Chronicles. Updated. So you did it quite a few times. The Duval Chronicles. Yeah, I found it updated. Okay, we got Duval, Devil's Inquisitor. A 5-mana Mardu card. It's an elf! Which of these colors are elves? Oh, the black. I forgot. Yeah, some elves, they're in black. Bingo, you can't get rid of this card. You're right, actually. Well, I think it definitely counts. Hold on, where is this? You can't get rid of this card. That last card should also get the award, the Winter Fox Award for an untouchable, unmovable object. Is it too late to catch a freebie? It is. You're way too early. In fact, look at. We're only 37 minutes into the show, and it's usually 2 hours. Daniel says, "I'm so happy. I just spent the last few minutes parading around my house because Nikachu mentioned my comment, and I mentioned another one. Parade some more. I demand you parade around your house at least 5 more times." Okay. This thing has vigilance. Whenever an opponent would gain life, you gain X life instead, where X is half the amount of life that that opponent would have gained, rounded down. Huh? Okay. Whenever an opponent would gain life, I thought, okay, you gain X life, or X is the amount of life the opponent would have gained, rounded down. Oh, I see. So if they gain 10, I gain 10. At the beginning of each end step, if you gain 10 or more life this turn, you may search your library for a devil creature card and put it onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. I think this is quite okay. To be honest, I don't know how often this thing is going to trigger. I mean, I guess you can just gain the 10 life yourself, but I don't think your opponent is going to cooperate with you, in my opinion. You should have dealt better, is the flavor text. Wording is wrong? Honestly, I can't notice it. Why don't you just do donations when they happen? What do you mean? You mean when I get donations? I have 1 million donations here. Look, we've got millions of donations. I gotta go. I have a system. It's a pay-to-win system where I go to the bigger super chats and then slide down to the smaller super chats. All right, that card is great. Okay, Blood Binding Contract. This is a 4-mana. It's an Aura Curse. You enchant the player. When it enters, enchanted player draws a card. They get a card out of it. At the beginning, so at the start of each enchanted player's upkeep, they discard a card at random. If enchanted player cannot, the enchanted player loses the game. Oh my goodness. Why don't you do donations as they happen anymore? Why don't you why don't you just get the donated card when it is donated as opposed to saving them for later? I don't want to accidentally snipe people. That's why. Also, I'm not always catching. It's just easier on the entire system, at least in my opinion, to do the donations at the very end. And frankly, that's more or less how we've always done it. Is it a bingo spot? Well, look, the chat, you guys are responsible for letting me know which bingo spot it goes to. What is new? I don't know what the bingo spot is. If it is a bingo spot. Okay, what do we say about this card? It's like at the start of enchanted player's upkeep, they discard a card at random. I actually think this might be too dangerous. And my reasoning is, if you can get everyone to just discard their hand, they lose. I mean, maybe that's fine. How many cards are out there that'll like discard hand pass? Maybe not that many. The start of enchanted player's upkeep, they discard a card at random if they can't. So it's 4 black. You give it to somebody, they draw a card, but they're constantly discarding a card. It's tough. It's tough. On top of that, if you go down to 1 card and someone just makes you discard cards, you also lose. Does that count for the danger space? I don't think. Well, I don't know. Maybe a danger. Maybe it's fine. Okay, Daniel updates us. I have completely paraded around my house 5 times separately. That is, I love it. So what, like Dark Ritual, get this out on turn 1. To be honest, I don't know how you make someone like discard their hand, or at least not easily. I guess we can say it's fine, but this has potential to be a really broken combo card, more or less. Just destroy the enchantment. Well, easier said than done, Brian. Easier said than done. Okay, rules Diabolism. This is a 4-mana enchantment. Spells your opponent's cast have as an additional cost to cast the spell, pay X life, where X is the spell's mana value. That's awful. That's ugly. 4 mana for this? And it's sort of hard to cast because it's 3 colors. A shame, really. On the plus side, I'm certain you will pay your debt eventually. I want to say this should be like 1 more mana. Spells your opponent's cast have as additional cost to cast the spell. That's very painful. It's very, very painful. Now, on the other hand, your opponent can still cast spells. This seems like a really, really good card in multiplayer, and then maybe not a such great card in one-on-one. So, you know what? It can go on the Game Changer list. The Game Changers! So many Game Changers. All right, next up, we got Trent Sims with a huge slew of cards. Minda Empress with Twilight. All right, we're going to look at 3 cards and then look at the last 2 later. Midna Empress of Twilight is a 6-mana 4/7 human noble warlock. Vigilance. Non-token creatures you control have haunt. Oh, God. Does anyone even know what haunt does? It's a really convoluted mechanic. And what would they do? Haunted creatures you control get +1/+1 and have lifelink and death touch? So what, like it gives... Oh, so hold on. Are we just haunting with a random creature, and then if a creature is haunted, it gets that ability? Pay 2, tap, put up to 1 target face up exiled card into its owner's graveyard. If it was haunting a creature, draw 2 cards. Someone's trying to bring haunt back for no reason. Haunt is back. Connor's like, I kind of like haunt. The problem, I mean, there's a lot of problems with haunt. It's like, okay, it dies. So hold on, no, wait a minute. How does it work? When the haunt creature enters the battlefield, the effect happens. And then I think when it dies, it goes onto a creature? And then I think if that creature dies, then you get the haunt effect again? Like, it's just too many steps. Exactly, Mod Dib. You are proving my point already. for anyone that doesn't understand Haunt, it's not even worth learning. But fortunately, you don't really need to know the Haunt rules too deeply, I think, for this card, because it's pretty self-explanatory. Haunted creatures get stuff, and then you can activate the ability. Put up to one target face-up exiled card into its owner's graveyard. If it was haunting a creature, you draw 2 cards. And haunting does exile a creature on top of another creature. Okay, we got Midnight Twilight Trickster. This is a 2-mana 1/1 Imp Warlock. When Midnight Twilight Trickster enters, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. When a haunted creature or the creature When a haunted creature or the creature this creature haunts dies, okay, each opponent loses 1 life. You gain 1 life, and you may put the card that was haunting that creature into its owner's graveyard. And the card itself has haunt. These game states are going to be like absolute madness. So it's basically a 2-mana. So what is this? It's a 2-mana 3. It's basically 2-mana 3 power. Enters the battlefield, you get a wolf. It's a 1/1. And also, it's a Blood Artist. This card might be a bit strong. I'll tell you what, you get rid of the token part, and I actually think it's fair. It might be fair by itself. Bingo Alert, Haunt, game mechanic. You mean like an old game mechanic? An oldie? I don't see it here. Haunting. There's no a new creature type. Too much X. Can't read. Oh, new. There's nothing here. I don't get it. What bingo alert you want? What kind of bingo alert do you want here, Toilet Duck? I don't even know what you want. Haunt is actually the theme of these. That plus Zelda. Hello, Pedgeman. Okay. So I would say I honestly would scrap the token, and that would definitely make it fair. Otherwise, it's basically 2 mana for 3 power with a very strong ability. The Fierce Deity. This is an 8 mana 6/6 Spirit Warrior. When the Fierce Deity enters or the creature it haunts dies, choose 2. It's like a command. Okay, destroy target non-land permanent. Its controller gains life equal to its mana value. Return up to 1 target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh my god, we'll be haunting all day. Choose a color. You gain protection from that color until your next turn, and it has haunt too. Man, I don't even want to know how all these haunt cards are going to interact with each other. But it's 8 mana, so what's the worst they can do? But it really just reminds me of like it's like Cryptic Command on a 6/6 creature. It's almost like a Titan. We need Coyote time to make the game state even worse. Maybe we'll make it better. Haunt came out in 2006 with Guild Pact. Is 2006 old card territory now? Absolutely. Do we have old card on here, though? No, there's nothing on here that says old. I think maybe you're mixing it up with the AI bingo card, which has like a brings up old game, old mechanic. Text kind of pushed on the border. Oh yeah. You just squeeze that in just enough. Okay, next up. Who do we have here? Let's get the Fork Man with the giant fork. Skeleton with a gun and Taco Bell. Reminds me of Hobo with a shotgun. If anyone's seen that movie. A Canadian classic. Okay, we have a skeleton with a gun. This is a 2 mana 2/1 skeleton. Reach. 2 mana regenerate skeleton with a gun. Because why not? Pay a black, tap. Deal 1 damage to any target. Pay 2 to untap. Flip a coin. If you win the flip, you lose 1 life. Otherwise, destroy skeleton with a gun. What are we playing? Russian roulette here? What's happening? Recycling old mechanic used to be on the bingo card. Oh, okay. We have different versions of the bingo cards. The bingo card has evolved, just like skeleton with a gun here. So, okay, it's very... I don't know why skeletons regenerate. I guess the idea is that, like, you have nothing to lose. You're just a big pile of bones. So if you fall down, you can just get yourself back up. Very unusual for something with no muscle, if you ask me. It's like skeleton with a gun. This reminds me of the undead soldiers from Doom that had guns. They did, didn't they? Yeah, I guess this is definitely fair. So what's the deal? I would never use the 2 mana ability though. Oh no, wait a minute. You can destroy Oh, if you have a lot of mana, hold on. If you have a lot of mana, this is just infinite damage. This actually could be this could be a combo. So if you have infinite mana, you tap to deal 1 damage to the opponent, then you pay 2 to untap it, you flip a coin. Now, it says destroy skeleton with a gun, but you can always just pay 2 mana to regenerate it. So if you have infinite mana available, then this is just a win condition, effectively. As janky as it looks, it actually is just a win with infinite mana. Because you're not going to lose infinite coin flips. You're going to win half of them. Yeah, Arian says, wait! You can regenerate the skeleton. If you lose the flip, nobody kills the skeleton with a gun. If you have mana, you need a lot of mana. We're going to need a lot of mana around here. You still lose the life. If you win the flip. Oh, look at that. They figured. Yeah, you're right. You lose 1 life. Otherwise, skeleton. Okay, well, that doesn't work. That doesn't work the way I want to. Okay, then it's a well-designed card. Very well-designed card. If anything, maybe they should just let you do it. What's wrong with a 3-card infinite combo? Taco Bell. Don't go in the bathroom. Legendary land. Pay 2, tap, add 3 or... Okay, 3, 3, or 3 to your mana pool. And put an eruption counter on Taco Bell. What do you mean an eruption counter? At the beginning of your end step, if Taco Bell has 5 or more eruption counters, tap every creature you control and remove all eruption counters from Taco Bell. For each creature tapped this way, put a -1/-2 counter on it, and you lose 1 life. It does burn on the way out, but it should create food tokens. It should create food. So it's basically a massive filter land. Kiosk Gaming says, if you had infinite mana, couldn't you just keep stacking the untap triggers without ever having to take damage or destroy it? Then you could just tap for 1 damage again. Hold on, let's see. Pay 2, untap, flip a coin. If you win the flip, you lose 1 life. Otherwise, destroy skeleton. No, I think because when you activate it. Oh yeah, I see. So I untap because we just need to untap it. So we untap, hold priority, and then re-tap it to deal 1 damage. And then we let that resolve. Hold priority, keep untapping it. That's actually genius. It's gone back to broken again. You know, it's broken enough for the bingo card. It danger. This card, in theory, a danger with infinite mana. Oops. It's pretty cool. Yeah, untap is a cost, so it's free. Or sorry, I should say you do it without using the stack. So pay 2, untap as the cost, and then re-tap it, assuming infinite mana, of course. Yeah, it's probably so you never let the thing resolve. You just keep holding priority. Wow, that was what the big brain. That was so big brain out there. Yeah, very very big brain of you, Kiosk Gaming. I love and admire your giant brain over there. Okay, what are we gonna say about this land? Land is cool too. Okay, next up. Go back to our pay-to-win friends over here with David Mosley. Gets back to the last 2 of the Mox Noble. Everyone love that Mox Noble? Okay, we have next the Balance Due. 6 mana, sorcery, arcane. What, are you gonna splice this on something? Remove all counters from all players and permanents. If 100 or more counters are removed this way, you win the game. I don't see why not. Looks cool to me. You know what? I mean, If your opponents have 100 or more counters on them and they haven't won yet, they deserve to lose. Simple as that. They deserve to lose. They had it coming. Tyrant's Reckoning. This is a 5-mana legendary enchantment. When Tyrant's Reckoning enters the battlefield, obliterate all symbols of authority. I feel like I'm reading another game here. Remove all emblems, initiative, and the city's blessing, and the monarch from the game. I feel like it should just be like when Tyrant of Reckoning enters the battlefield, just remove, exile all emblems. Just exile the emblems. As long as Tyrant's Reckoning remains on the battlefield, players cannot ascend, gain initiative, become the monarch, or be tempted by the ring. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice Tyrant's Reckoning unless you discard a card or lose 3 life. Why do we gotta do that at upkeep? That sounds evil. That is like, honestly, like everything that it stops is like really niche and narrow. I don't think we need this last ability. Is anyone with me? I don't think what is it so broken that we're preventing our opponents from like gaining the initiative or becoming the monarch? Like, this is literally a 5-mana card. What about dungeons? Oh, whoops. See that? There we go. We can remove the last sentence, and in its place we add dungeons. All the dungeons. Trent says, you know what? There's actually a name for these things. They're actually called game markers or something. Naturalized 2 mentions them. Okay. Definitely worded like a Tyrant's Reckoning. Steve Cooper playing telepathy on me. We had the same idea. This in the Millennium Calendar. Oh, you mean the last card? Would that work? Oh, the Millennium Counter needs like a lot of counters. I feel like if they got their engine going, you're gonna die anyway. Imagine ultimating a Planeswalker and it gets destroyed. Oh, no. Yeah, I worked so hard for that emblem. That's why they have like, there's like no emblem destruction. It would just completely defeat the purpose. It's hard enough. It's hard enough to get an emblem these days. Am I right? Let it remove the judge title so you can cheat. I don't know what you're talking about. It is Rakdos. It is. That is true. Helix Pinnacle would do it too. I think Helix Pinnacle has more room to like play around this card if necessary. Okay, I think this card is interesting, but I do believe it is a little too weak because of this upkeep cost. I think if you get rid of the upkeep cost, the rest of the card works totally fine. Totally smooth. What do we got next? Let's take one from chat. We'll get one from the Whale of Darkness. The Autobahn 2.0? Are you kidding me? Auto. The Autobahn. I can't find this thing, Whale of Darkness. Oops. Do you just submit it or something? Okay, I can't find this, so I'm just going to move on. We're going to give the super chat at the moment to the damn draws, Monkeys in a Barrel. That's a lot of monkeys, and that's quite the barrel. Donkey Kong Country, anybody? This is a 3-mana instant. Reveal the top card of your library. If it's an ape or a monkey creature, without changeling, all right? No cheating to the changeling players out there. You cheating, aren't you? Can't cheat with this card. Repeat the process until a non-ape or non-monkey is revealed. Ooh, yeah, with the changelings, this could be... Honestly, maybe just give it to the changelings. Is that so wrong? It's like, yes, ape, stronger. Together stronger. Surefire Self says, yeah, we probably need this to deal with the Kaito Bane of Nightmares with the +1 emblem ability. It's a lot of card. It's potentially a lot of card draw. Honestly, most of the time, I think you're just gonna draw like 2 cards. If you're 3, if you're lucky. I don't know what statistically you're most likely to get. Imagine the crap in that barrel. You. Yeah, it's probably not a lot of... I can't tell. Are they coming out or are they going in? The ones over here, they look like they're coming out. The ones over here, they look like they're going in. That's AI for you. What if the top card is an ape or a monkey with changeling? It says put on the battlefield. Oh, okay. Yeah, this has to be fair. Okay, this is fair by itself. Yeah, I don't want to put like a million changelings onto the battlefield. I did an older version and wanted to correct something, so I posted it half an hour ago. No, well, you have to give it the name. I'm not digging around my entire Discord. Give it the name and tell me what the name was there. Okay, next. We will find it though. Don't worry, Wheel of Darkness. I'm gonna keep an eye on you. We're gonna remember you. Okay, next up, we got Trent Sims with the pay to wall super chat over here. Sorry, not Minda. Well, look up Minda. We did the Fierce Deity, but we didn't do Phantom of Ganon. Oh, this is Link's nemesis. Literally Link's nemesis over here. The final boss. 4 mana for a 0/0 shapeshifter spirit. You may have this creature enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it's a spirit in addition to its other types and as haunt. I guess Ganon was a little bit of a shapeshifter because he could turn into a gigantic, chunky thing. Will of Darkness. It's the Autobahn 2.0. No! I'm not looking up things on custom magic anymore. You got to put him. Can you put in my Discord? If you can't put it on my Discord, I will go on custom magic. But like, we have the Discord now for a reason. Because the Discord, Reddit really sucks for looking things up, and it slows the show down too much. Okay, when a creature, Phantom of Ganon, haunts, dies, its controller mills 5 cards, and then you draw a card. So when a creature, Phantom of Ganon, haunts, dies. So Ganon died. We haunted a creature. That thing died. Opponent mills 5 cards. We draw a card. This is like a lot of work. This is so much work here. They're all Zelda characters? What, I didn't see any of these? Maybe am I just out of the loop? Where's Navi? Minda? Twilight? Damn. If anyone can recommend me a good Zelda game, I'm all ears. I got a Switch. I got a Nintendo Switch. Or should I wait for like Nintendo Switch 2 for an even cooler Zelda game? I don't know. And it's a 0/0. In theory, it could die immediately. You can have this creature enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield. So you could actually kill it instantaneously and then haunt something if you really wanted to. I've played Ocarina of Time. I need to do it. That's an N64 classic. I said the Nintendo Switch. Emulate Link to the Past and randomize it? Seems like you're unfamiliar with the Twilight Princess, so maybe try that one. Okay. Oh, is Twilight Princess Zelda? I've heard of Twilight Princess. I didn't know that was a Zelda thing. Okay, this is a cool card. Anyway, it's interesting. Okay, the last one. The Tearful Farewell. This is a 4 mana sorcery. Draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. Also, how does this card have Haunt? That doesn't make any sense. Now we're breaking the rules. When the spell is put into a graveyard after resolving, exile it haunting target creature. No. Then now we're just making cards do what they're not supposed to do. When the creature this card haunts dies, draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. You know what this is? What is this called? Maybe it's not the same thing. I was thinking it has some parallels to Encode. Is that what I'm thinking of? Toad's like, I have a Sega Genesis in the garage. That's as far as I got. Well, you know what? It's not bad. I owned a Game Gear myself. You're haunted by the memories. Oh, Cypher. That's what I was thinking of. Cypher is on damage. Oh, it's not quite the same now, is it? Okay, whatever. You can have haunt on a creature, I guess. But that's... I don't think that's how haunt works. I don't think there's a single haunt sorcery in the game. Oh, it's Link! I see Link. Link has seen things. Okay, next up. We're going to go to... We have a bunch of singular super chats. We're going to go to Surefire Selves with Genetic Amplifier. Genetic Amplifier. This is a 4-mana equipment with a lot of words on it. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and haste. At the beginning of your end step, shuffle equipped creature into its owner's library, then reveal cards from the top of target's library until you reveal a creature card with mana value equal to 1 plus the shuffled creature's mana cost. Put that creature onto the battlefield under your control and attach Genetic Amplifier to it. Then put the rest of the bottom of that player's library in a random order. So it's basically Birthing Pod. It's also an expensive Birthing Pod because this thing costs 4 mana. And you still need to equip. Actually, this is awful. This is very... hold on. It's the beginning of your end step. Yeah, this is just... I think it's just a poorer version of Birthing Pod. Shuffle equipped creature into its owner's library. What's interesting is stealing one of your opponent's creatures, then shuffling that into their library, and then you are still revealing cards, right? Then reveal cards on the top of target player's library. Oh, I can take... Yeah, where it looks like I can... The targets change. So, yeah, you can steal opponent's creatures here. So we can shuffle the any creature back into a library and then target somebody else. I still don't know if it's... I don't know if it's worth the mana. But, I mean, it's not broken. Looks perfectly legal. It's an automatic Birthing Pod that you don't have to pay each time. And it can also steal their creatures. Oh, it's just a... Oh, you know what? I was thinking that we have to have it equipped. It's... at the beginning of your end step, shuffle... No, you do have to pay. Shuffle, equip, creature into its owner's library. So you have to pay the 4. Then you have to equip the creature. And you got to do that every single time. Or you're not going to sacrifice anything. So this is very, very fair. This is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. It's close. It's not... Was not quite there, though. Did we get the card on my Discord, Whale of Darkness? Were we able to do that? Or is that impossible? You're going to make me go to Custom Magic, aren't you? You're going to make me go to Custom Magic, aren't you? Okay, I'm going to move on for now. We'll take a look at the damn draws. Till death do we part. That I'm assuming this has something to do with Spaceballs. Oh, it doesn't. There was a wedding in Spaceballs. 3 mana, shackle target creature. Shackled creature gains soulbound. Sorry, soul bond. See, I just can't break that habit. This shackle's owner may choose which creature pairs to shackled creature. Each paired creature gains toughness equal to the other's base toughness. If one paired creature would leave the field, exile both creatures instead. Wow, not only do... Actually, then that doesn't make any sense. It's like, till death we both go down. No, it attaches automatically. Oh, you mean... Oh, you're... when the new one comes in, though. Not from the first one. Yeah, the new so you still have to pay for the first one, which I still think is fine. I can't get on Discord. Doesn't accept my cell phone number for verification. What are you doing with your cell phone, Whale Darkness? Why are you banned from Discord? Okay, I will make an exception for you later. Okay, what do I have to say about this card? Flavor fail. You're not parting. They're both going down together. So when they say till death do we part, that means one person dies, the other person is still alive, which is very flavorful with Soul Bond. But it's if one pair of creatures would leave the battlefield, we're exiling both of them instead. And you can unshackle it for 5. It's more like it's more like if one goes down, we both go down. We all go down. Cool card though. Giving Soul Bond to your opponent's creatures and sniping them off. And this thing still stays on the battlefield. Okay, then let's go look for Will of Darkness's card. All right, we're gonna go the Autobahn 2.0. The Autobahn. Oh, I was able to find it, fortunately. Okay, what makes this better? Start your engines. Tap to add colorless. Then if your speed is 4 or higher, and that mana is spent on a creature, it gains haste. Your speed can increase after reaching max speed. Your speed can increase after reaching max speed. So what's the difference here? You said the original was like there's no maximum speed. What makes it new here? It's a Romeo and Juliet type situation. Oh, that's right, Steve Cooper. That's right. You know your Shakespeare. What makes this card different? Your speed can increase after reaching max speed. Wait, is that like, does this make it more within the rules or something? And then we got Neon over here that says, should have been templated as you have no max speed. Well, that was the original. This is 2.0. This is supposed to be a fixed version of it. Brian Fried also says, Benediction of Moons is a sorcery with Haunt precedent exists. All right, thank you for letting me know, Brian Fried. I don't know the extent of how Haunt works in Magic the Gathering. Okay, it's so you can abuse cards that do stuff like draw X cards where X is your speed. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, we got that going for it then. Max speed away. Fly at 200 miles per hour. What's the fastest anyone goes on the Autobahn? Oh, it sounds so scary. I would never drive on that damn thing. Okay, next up we've got... Okay, we have Lil MX Doom here today. DeLorean... the DeLorean Time Machine. Card I made for Hell's Cube. Okay, hold on. We have... I'm going to just go up Time Machine. The DeLorean. We're a card I made for Hell's Cube where problem-solving card text goes to die. Here we're going to find out what the hell this is all about. 4 mana for a 6/6 vehicle. Start your engines. Your max speed is 88. Wow, we've approached the speed of light. Whenever DeLorean Time Machine attacks, increase your speed by 44. Oh god, then suspend 3. A card from your hand. Max speed, whenever DeLorean Time Machine attacks, time travel twice. This card even makes sense. So we can start our engines. The max speed is 88. We went from 0 to 88 so fast, though. Even from 0 to, or 1 to 44 was pretty quick. I can't tell if it's a danger, though. I've never played with any of these speed cards. Absolutely break any card that has stuff like gain life, gain power equal to your speed. Well, I don't know about the gain life. Gain power, certainly. 88 miles per hour flavor win. LOL, you kill yourself immediately with Speed Demon? Is that how it works? 44 is too much! We're going ludicrous speed! Ludicrous speed, go! I know I'm mixing up the movies. That didn't come from Back to the Future. But I only watched like 40, or I would say 40 or 50% of the first Back to the Future. So I've got no quotes that I can pull out from anywhere. Or maybe I can find some quotes on Google. Back to the Future quotes. For anyone that's seen Back to the Future, they would know. Roads! Where we're going, we don't need roads. That was a crappy quote. That was terrible. I wanted something a little bit more witty here. Doc, I'm from the future. I came here in a time machine that you invented. That makes a lot of sense. The DeLorean needs to reach 88 miles per hour to time travel. That's not very fast. I guess it's sort of fast. It's not that fast. You'd think you'd have to go faster. 1.21 gigawatts. Jumping, yeah, we're jumping to plaid. There we go. We got a Spaceballs fan out here. Okay, I'm assuming this card doesn't work very well. It was very fun to look at. Probably it doesn't work. Remember when McFly almost got with his mom? That's messed up. Ew! Ew! I gotta clean the palate of my brain after that. We'll go to Surefire Cells with R. Livior, the Archive. I hope this kind of control isn't broken. Me too. So this is a 3-mana 3/4 human wizard. When it enters, choose target opponent. Search that player's library for a non-land card, then secretly note the name of that card and shuffle it into their library. Then you may scry 1. Why are we secretly doing anything here? Whenever a card with the noted name would be cast, or if the noted card would enter the battlefield or graveyard, reveal the noted name and exile it instead. Oh, I see. Then each opponent loses half their life. Round it up. Why did we have to add that at the end? Now, to be honest, it's not going to be likely that they find that card, but still. Okay, so for 2 mana, tap, exile, or Livior, then return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. You know what? This was sort of interesting in the start, and then just got progressively more broken. Like, what you can literally do is just keep tapping this, because so basically every single turn, play that, like, just keep blinking it. It's almost like a meddling mage, right? Whenever a card with the noted name would be cast, or if the noted card would enter the battlefield or graveyard, reveal the noted name and exile it instead. DeLorean was good, though. I am a bit stingy with iconic themes. Toilet Doc says, fun thing to do, cast/play cards with a noted name yourself to trigger the ability. Oh! That works. It says when it would enter the battlefield, so you can tap in response to a permanent cast and name that permanent and have it be exiled on E to B. So you can tap in response to a permanent cast. Oh, can you? Choose target opponent. Whatever a card with a noted name would be cast. I don't think you can do that in response. I mean, you could do it in response. Like, you'll never kill this creature. But I think by the time when it comes back and you name the card, it's already cast, so that it's not going to hit the cast trigger. Toad's just mentioning their custom cards. He doesn't care about them being correct. They're just there for fun. Keep reading. On whenever a card with the noted name would be cast, or if the noted card would enter the battlefield or graveyard, reveal the noted name and exile it instead. Well, if it hits the graveyard, it's useless. I'm just saying in response to removal. Oh, sorry. You meant a permanent cast. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, broken. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you're talking about like creatures, artifacts, enchantments. That's true. That is it's just straight up broken. How you fix this? Probably eliminate these 2 bottom paragraphs and leave the first one. Or I don't know what else to do. It's just way too strong. And not to mention, like, it just keeps happening. You can just keep doing it over and over and over and over again. Too strong, in my opinion. Okay, next up. Let's take a look at... Let's get Toads. The ancient scriptures. Including a typo. Oracle, so okay, so we got the ancient, including with typo. Love the show. Oh, I love you too, Toads. The love is mutual. So what is this? Ancient scriptures, the 0 mana legendary artifact scriptures. Tap to transform the ancient scriptures. Reading the card explains the card, says me. The Oracle at Delphi. This is a 0 mana. Why do we need to flip it into a 0 mana legendary artifact? Tap, transform Oracle of Delphi. Target player searches target card title on Oracle. Huh? When Oracle of Delphi transforms, it is returned to play under on its opponent's control. I'm not reading that. I'm very surprised that would be turned into this. Just some Coffee and MTG folklore. I don't get this card. But I know you're just trying to have fun, so. Is this really the same thing? Transform Oracle of Delphi. Target player searches target card title on Oracle. I mean, I guess they could have said that way back in the day. It looks very annoying in general. Well, that's how reading cards back then were all the time. Okay, next up, we'll take a look at the damn draws. The sweeps, the beeps, and the creeps. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. I knew we were going to have Spaceballs reference today. 2 mana sorcery with Spree. Sweeps for a white. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Beeps for a blue. Scry 2. Draw a card. And then creeps. That's definitely creeps. It's a blue, destroy target creature. I never saw the Empire as being Esper, but you know what? I can see it. They're very cunning. They're very, follow the law, their law, by any chance, and they're evil. You make someone else look up the ruling. Make them look it up on Gatherer. A pun has not completely matured until it's full grown. I feel like that's a pun in a pun over here. The Empire did nothing wrong. From my perspective, you are evil. From the perspective of what's it called, Anakin Skywalker. I honestly would see the Empire as being Grixis. Well, oh, because maybe the Force lightning? Is that why? The lightning's got to come from somewhere, and it came from mountains apparently. Okay, I think let's actually look at this critically. So this is a 2 mana sorcery with Spree. You can destroy an artifact or enchantment. That's a 3 mana disenchant. That's totally fair. Scrying 2 and drawing a card. That's very fair, especially at sorcery. And we have creeps, destroy target creature. I bet you can make this instant. Not gonna lie, I think at instant speed this would be fine. I think this is incredibly powered down at sorcery. It's missing some potential over here. Okay, next up, we've got Little MX Doom. Vic, the Onyx King. Vic, the Onyx King is a 5 mana 4 loyalty. It's Vic. I'm not sure. I have no idea where this is from. Okay, we have +1, Surveil 2. Then reveal the top card of your library. If it's a legendary card, you may put it into your hand. -2, create the Silent Champion. This is the Silent Champion. The Silent Champion is a 4/5 token legendary knight with menace. And when this creature attacks or blocks, you may have target player mills 2 cards. Tax or blunt. That's not... Okay, that's fine. It's not the most broken thing in the world. Okay, and then -8. Each player mills 10 cards, then puts all legendary permanents from all graveyards onto the battlefield under your control. That's very, very evil ultimate. Vic the Onyx King can be your commander. And then Surveil... So this -2 is pretty strong. Just because it puts out a pretty beefy, bulky creature just to block. And it wants you to mill your cards. Because the more you mill, the more juicy stuff is going to come my way when we ultimate this card. If we ultimate this card. Honestly, the odds look pretty low. They're looking horribly low. We got to start off with this -2. We go to 2. And then we'd have to get to 8. That's like never happening. Vic is cool. Really cool. Is Vic real? Is that the Dark Souls dude or what? I can't tell. This is out of my wheelhouse. This is not in my domain. With a doubling season. Oh yeah, just enter the battlefield in doubling season. It can ultimate right away. Seems fair. Probably want to run it in proliferate. Probably. Like every other card that wants to run in proliferate. Next up, Surefire ourselves with Soli and Glaive. The Daring Duo. Trying to get into the Ether Drift abilities. Trying to get into that Ether Drift. The Season of the Drift. The Ether Drift. 4 mana for a 5/3 human hyena pilot. Trample and Haste. Activated abilities of non-land permanents that aren't mana abilities are exhaust abilities? Huh? Activated abilities of non-land permanents that aren't mana abilities. Okay, so so it's like you get one shot at those abilities and then that's it. You may activate abilities of creatures you control as though those creatures had haste. And at the beginning of your end step, exile any number of non-land perms you control with activated abilities, then return those perms to the battlefield under their owner's control. That is so rude at the end, what you're doing over there. So, I think everything is fine. Like, hey, everything has exhaust. You can only play your stuff once. But then what you say here at the end is you get to blink everything. They don't even come into play tapped. At the beginning of your end step, exile any number of non-land perms you control with activated abilities. I think that's a bit too strong. I think you just get rid of that last sentence. It's a very rude card. It's okay. The 1 penny's on me, Toads. You're good. You're good. How does this interact once it leaves play? Are those abilities still shut off? It's a good question. I'm pretty sure they are. Or maybe not. So like if this thing blinks, how does it once it leaves play? Yeah. I think once it leaves play, then the abilities aren't. Well, I don't know, to be honest. Maybe it remembers. Maybe it remembers that it had exhaust. So I can't be sure. But what I can be sure is that last ability is very rude. It's basically just blinking everything, so we gotta say no to that one. We gotta say no. Sorry about that. We gotta say no to that one. You can get rid of that last big chunk of text. Card works perfectly fine. Another little MX Doom. Artazy Marguire Demir Hitman. Demir Hitman, the 4 mana 2/4 human assassin with Death Touch. If you would scry a number of cards, you may choose to surveil that many cards instead. If you would scry. So basically, this is just turning scry into surveil. At the beginning of each player's combat, you may have target creature get +X+0 and gain menace until end of turn, where X is the number of card types among cards in your graveyard. If you do goad that creature. Huh? So at each player's combat, you may have target creature gets +X+0. And then it gains menace, where X is the number of card types among cards in your graveyard. You have target creature. Oh, okay. I'm looking at this as like target, like you have to target one of your own creatures. Why are you goading your own creature? That doesn't make any sense. 5 word bingo alert, 5 words in name. 1, 2, 3, 4. Was there a last one? I don't remember. Oh, for the previous card? I'm gonna have to trust you all. I just have to trust you all. I have no choice. Okay. What do I have to say about this card? Well, okay, so I feel like this doesn't change very much. The whole, if you had scry cards, you may surveil that many cards instead. I think that's a really weird ability because probably you should only be playing with surveil cards in your deck. There might be a few cards that are scrying, but it sounds like you just want to mainly have surveil cards in your deck anyway. But the goading creature thing is pretty cool. On top of that, you can still like buff up your own creature. So 2 thumbs up for me. I just find this ability is just strange. I don't know what else you would do though. I don't want to buff up surveil. You know, if you'd surveil once, surveil twice instead. That sounds too strong. Okay, next up. We've got Sorpigal, Marriage and Divorce. Hold on, I did this one. There we go. Marriage and Divorce. Okay, we've got... This is a 6 mana enchant world. Choose 2 players. Lands controlled by either player also untap on the other player's untap step. Permanents controlled by either player are controlled by the other player during that player's turn. Huh? Okay, this is getting confusing really fast. Choose 2 players. Lands controlled by other player also untap on the other player's untap step. Oh, so we share. So if they untap, we both untap. Perms controlled by other player are controlled by the other player. Okay, so we both control them. And then when Marriage leaves the battlefield, its controllers each sacrifice half their creatures, rounded down. Then do the same for Planeswalkers, artifacts, enchantments, and battles. Commutative upkeep of 0? That is weird. You know what? This could be a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I had to lean in. I had to lean in a little bit. That was a lot of text on that card. Didn't even fill it up completely. That was a small font. I have nothing to say. You're turning this game into like 2-headed giant, aren't you? Next we have Divorce. This is black, 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 white, white, white. Oh, the ring has been broken. Sorcery. Choose 2 players. Exile all lands. Exile all lands both players control. Randomly select one of the exiled lands and return to the battlefield under control of one of the players, and the next to the battlefield under the control of the other player. Repeat the process until all lands exiled this way have been returned to the battlefield. Do the same for all creatures, planeswalkers, artifacts, enchantments, and battles. Interesting. You know, I don't know if Divorce works like that. Now, I've never been in a divorce, so I can't be certain. But I would think it would work something like exile all permanents 2 players control, and then each player chooses turn by turn what they want instead of them being distributed randomly. Yeah, I want half. Shred too strange. I would divorce the one who came up with these confusing cards. I understand it, but I would like an errata of that text. My ex-wife misses me, but her aim is getting better. Oh, God! Enemy spotted. I understand what it does, but I still hate it. You can still say it's doable, but dangerous. Well, it doesn't danger. It just messes up the game state. Here's the problem. It's random. That's not very fair. You're just basically messing up the board of like 2 players. But I guess if you give them the choice... No, if you give them the choice, the player who had a weaker board state is going to choose the bigger stuff. W Gravity Falls reference. Not even familiar with it. All right, it definitely passes. He's got kids, man. He's got a lot of kids. Trent Sims, the glass bottle. Last one for the night. Okay, we have a 2-mana artifact, treasure, food, and clue. This is it does a lot actually. But it's also a treasure, food, and clue. Tap add a charge counter to your glass bottle. Tap remove a charge counter from glass bottle or sacrifice it. Add 1 mana of any color. And then you can remove a charge counter from glass bottle or sacrifice it to pay 2, tap, and gain 3 life. Pay 2, tap, remove 2 charge counters from glass bottle or sacrifice it. Draw a card. That is very strange. It's almost like a crappy version of all these things, right? But you get all of them in one. All of them in one. I mean, it's definitely going to be fine. Because it's like not even a token. You're actually literally paying to put this thing on the battlefield. Add charge counter. And it's slow. An energy card. It's actually not an energy card. Charge counters and energy are 2 different things. Remove a charge counter from glass bottle or sacrifice it. Add 1 mana of any color. Turn glass into mana is unusual. Turn glass into mana is unusual flavor. Turn glass. I guess so. Remove a charge counter, glass ball or sack it, add 1 mana of any color. I guess you get the mana. I guess drinking the water that it had inside is the mana. Nintendo Universes Beyond When. We already have Final Fantasy and Bob Sponge. I'm waiting. I think we're all waiting. Although they're really tight about their intellectual property out there at Nintendo. Things like Final Fantasy, that wasn't under Nintendo. Well, bottles in Zelda can have magic potions or healing potions. All right. Will not break. It's an interesting card because you have to sack it. Remove a charge counter from glass bottle. Oh, you can just sacrifice it. Remove a charge counter I didn't even realize that. So it's anything you want. You can charge it up as many times as you want, but if you don't charge it, like if you don't refill it up, you can just sacrifice it once. And I guess, yeah, we're gaining life from the broken bottle. We're drawing a card from our broken bottle. Don't know how that's supposed to work, but okay. Mr. Nintendo would sooner explode the sun than share any of its IPs. It's quite true. Quite true. Okay, we got Kiosk Gaming. 1 for Pedgeman. And we all know what that means. That means that's Super Chat. Dono to Pedgeman. What do you got for us, Pedgeman, today? You have any of these? Here we go. Let's take... This one looks colorful and flashy. Go with Kyuko. Oh, you want this one? I have Battle for the Scarlet Devil Mansion, which is double-faced. No, yeah, that's too much. No, we're gonna do Yuko, Ghost in the Machine. This is 8 mana. To me, this looks like the waifu version of Elish Norn. It's a 5/5 spirit construct. As an additional cost to cast, Yuko, exile any number of artifacts you control. Yuko costs X less to cast, where X is the total mana value of cards exiled this way. Oh, wow. So this is just 3 mana. You could just play this, like, what's it called? A Thought Monitor into this. Death Touch and Flying. Ward, exile a permanent you control. Oh, so you exile your own... This is like a punishment on you. So you exile a permanent, and then it's... all spells are countered. Yuyuko has all activated and triggered abilities of permanent cards exiled with her, And when Yuyuko leaves the battlefield, return all cards exiled with her under their owner's control. This is broken as hell. This can get cast for 3 mana. It says the mana value, right? Costs X less to cast for X is the total mana value of cards exiled this way. There are so many, like, you can play, was Mere Empyrean or some crap like that. Bingo card, waifu plus ward cost. Is that a real thing? There's definitely waifu. There's no ward cost card. Oh, custom ward cost. Interesting. Didn't even notice that one. Break out that bingo card. What is this, Pedgeman? What is this? Explain yourself. You designed I'll tell you what you designed. It's a 3-mana, 5/5 flying death touch ward creature that has this downside of exiling a permanent you control, but when Yuyuko leaves the battlefield anyway, you get them back. Like, so you don't lose anything. It's effectively an impossible to beat card. So anyway, yeah, definitely hyper disqualified. Dang, we haven't hit a new creature type. Not yet. We have not hit a new creature type just yet. Next up, we've got Little Next Doom with Alfie's Royal Scientist. I'm running out of super chat sound effects, you guys. Alfie's Royal Scientist. This is a 4-mana 3/3 Lizard Scientist. Whenever another non-human, non-token creature you control dies, you may pay 2 mana and exile that creature. If you do, create a XX colorless horror creature token with prevent all damage that would be dealt to this creature, where X is that creature's power. Let me reread this again. 4-mana 3/3. Whenever another this sounds like an Ikoria card, a non-human, non-token creature you control dies, you can pay 2 mana. And then exile that creature. You can exile that non-human. If you do, create an XX colorless horror creature token with prevent all damage that would be dealt to this creature, where X is that creature's power. Prevent all... What does that mean? Prevent all damage that would be dealt to this creature, where X is that creature's power. If you do, create an XX colorless horror creature token. Oh, I see. Prevent all damage, and then the X is just as big as the power to the creature that got exiled. Okay, gotcha. Brian says, all I need is June to roll around so I can see how MTG manages to do my boy Sephiroth wrong. Oh, we do. Do we not know what Sephiroth does yet? We just know that it's a card. Philip says, it's worded a bit wrong, but I get it. Kind of reminds me of that new zombie commander. I'm not familiar with the new zombie commander. It's not even a zombie. It's a lizard scientist. It's is it literally the lizard from Spider-Man? Look at the token, please. Oh, there's a token, yeah. Who is this? Is this from The Simpsons or something? No, maybe not. It's so familiar. Okay, so we have an XX horror creature. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to this creature. So familiar. I have no. I just don't know where this thing came from. This character. Ah, good old Undertale. Yeah, monster that was very nervous. Can't remember. I use a dono for know the law. Oh, you want to use a dono? Okay, it's okay, so we're gonna say this card, it definitely passes. Okay, we have a few donos. We have 1, 2, and maybe a few of them here. Dono for chat at the end. Creative card making juices aren't flowing this week for me. Okay, so one dono is coming from Jack Solaris. Anna, are you in chat? Do you got your dono ready? I'm gonna start off with Algot. No, the more logical wording would. Don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean, but okay. Yes, of course. I'm alerting you to get a dono. We have a 3-mana enchantment. If a creature would gain flying, it gains flying and becomes blue instead. What? If a creature would gain flying, it gains flying and becomes blue instead. So, okay, so it's still gaining flying anyway. Creatures with flying gain flying. Layers, that's why. Does this do anything? Like, literally, does it do anything? And it's called the Windy Thing. The Windy Thing. A whole donation was spent on this. You know, Algot, there's a lot of people out there, they wish they could get their card on this show, and you're trolling us over here. Yes, because of layers, it actually does something. Are we sure this isn't AI? No, I'm not sure. Makes flyers blue, that's about it. That's what I'm getting out of this. It makes creatures with flying become blue. Okay. Yeah, that's a thing that can happen. Okay, an accidental super chat from David will be used as it will be transformed into a dono for Anna. We're gonna look at Nikki, epic. Nikki, we'll just look up Nikki. Epic Curtisian. Damn it, Anna, I can't find your card. You just post it? Okay, you just posted it. Okay, I found Nikki. Okay, this is a 3-mana, 2/3 human. When Nikki Epic Courtesan enters, if there is no monarch, you become the monarch. That's a quick. You can get this out on turn 2. Whenever a noble or advisor you control enters, create a treasure token. We can always use some more. We can always use more treasure tokens. A noble advisor you control enters. This card looks busted. I mean, this is supremely busted. So step 1, play this, and then you just draw an extra card at the end of turn. Also, this is so early in the game that I don't think the opponent is able to attack back and steal the monarch for you. Now, second, as you play like nobles and advisors, you're going to gain a boatload of treasure tokens. Now, to be honest, I don't know how many nobles and advisors are in this game that you can abuse over here. Monarch cards are always welcome. What's the cheapest monarch card out there, though? 5, 4, 4, 5? Are there any 3-mana monarch cards? I get it. It's a Lady of the Night. Seems fair to me. It seems like a one-sided Howling Mine very early on. It's good to be the king. Or in this case, the queen. God save the queen. Where's her crown, anyhow? Okay, I need some more opinions here. Is this honestly fair? Like, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm exaggerating. I really like this Neon Dynasty setting here. It looks really cool. I think Aragorn is the cheapest monarch, I think. Well, how big is Aragorn? Aragorn. Which one becomes the monarch? Well, this is 4 mana. Becomes the monarch, but it's also like 3 colors. It's close. It's like it's really close. She's not a queen. She is a courtesan, which is like a really fancy... Oh! I didn't know. Yeah, I don't know what a courtesan is. It's too good at like 4 mana. It might be fair, but I don't know the number of nobles at advisor. Yeah, I don't know either. Maybe it's one of those cards like Magda, where like the dwarf Magda, she's actually pretty good even right now without like any dwarf support, but like she's gonna get more broken as time goes on. And it reminds us she's not a queen, she's a courtesan. All right, Anna. I guess the jury is out. We're gonna let it slide. Okay, Steve Cooper, thanks so much. Is there anyone else wants a freebie in chat? Steve Cooper's paying. Check out 1 for 1, please. You got a 1 for 1. 1 for 1. Okay, we got a Phyrexian green sorcery. It has an additional cost to cast this spell. Discard a creature card. At least we have discard something. Actually, that could be broken. It's 0 mana. Put a creature in the graveyard for reanimation. Search your library for a creature with mana value of 1 and put it onto the battlefield. 2 mana, 2 to a creature. This actually might be fair. Like, I don't know how many broken cards you can get for 1 mana. It's got to be a creature. It has to be a creature, mana value of 1. So it's like literally a mana dork or something. There's not a whole lot of broken ones, and it's basically you lose 2. Oh, wait a minute, but it's still free. So basically, pay 2 life, sack a creature in hand, put a creature in play, then also play a land, tap, put another land in, put another creature in play. You could have 2 Delver of Secrets on turn 1, potentially. Oh, is this a Yu-Gi-Oh card? Actual Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, huh? This is actually a Yu-Gi-Oh card, like word for one this with the same art. Well, it costs either cost 1 green mana or 2 life. Oh god, it's reminding us creatures with flying or blue cannot work because of layers. Therefore, I had to do it like that. Really? Creatures with flying or blue cannot work. Okay, I'm just gonna trust you on that one, Elgot. I'm gonna trust you. All right, we got a Yu-Gi-Oh card. You have to believe in the heart of the cards. I hope it's not broken. I think the cost is high. I think discarding a creature card. Maybe that's a feature, not a bug, honestly. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe discarding a creature is exactly what you want to do with this card. So I could be totally wrong. Yeah, you could search up Esper Sentinel. Maybe I'm just dead wrong here, and it's Phyrexian mana. You know what? I take it back. This is broken. Make it pay no Phyrexian mana, make it pay 1 green, and I think it's in the fair spot. MTG Gaming Bob, welcome. And so long. This is the end of the show. Should have been here for the last 2 hours. This card was banned in Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's banned here today. As usual, we do the show 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Thanks to all the supporters and the people who support financially with patrons on Patreon, members on YouTube, or the people who super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. We didn't get a bingo, by the way. Oops. We look at the bingo card. It's close. Close, but no donuts, basically. That's okay. That means it's hard. It's supposed to be hard to get the bingos. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. And, of course, thank you, the viewers, the people who are here every day. People like Brian Freed, Anna, Kios Gaming. We got Positron, Mason Hoffman, Benovsky, MTG Gaming Bob, Daniel, Steve Cooper, Mappius, the Forkman Toads, Trent Sims, Brian Freet. Probably mentioned you already, but we can mention you twice. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing them coffees, and we're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.